Hey guys, we're back with the Screen Team. We give you movie reviews. We let you know if it's good, if it's bad, if it's worth a pass. And that's what we're going to do for you right now. What we're going to do is review a movie called Alien Covenant. And we've got a guy on the panel for us with this particular review. And Alien Covenant is kind of weird as far as the fact that it's kind of a sequel, kind of a prequel, kind of its own thing here. Guy, Alien Covenant, I think I know what you're going to say because I saw some of your Facebook posts. So,
yeah. Well,
so Alien Covenant, you saw it. What'd you think, man?
Well, good news, I saw it. Bad news is I saw it.
You saw it. What was the problem?
Okay. This is the sequel to Prometheus, but the prequel to the first Alien movie. It's the in-between.
Right.
And it did the one thing that I hate about a lot of reimagining and retelling of classic scares and horrors.
Okay.
They done screwed it up. I don't need to know that there was a whole bunch of crossbreeding and genetic resequencing to create the xenomorphs as we know them. Mm-hmm. The whole purpose of the original Alien movie was we don't know what these aliens are, where they come from. Mm-hmm. And that was the terror. Once you start explaining it all, it takes away the mystique. It's the same way as Rob Zombie doing the Halloween. Once you found out he was from an abusive redneck home with an abusive stepfather, kind of took all the mystique out of Michael Myers.
That makes sense.
You kind of cut the legs off of whatever your fear is when you have something that you can either sympathize or understand about it. When it's not understandable or non-sympathetic is what makes it afraid. The moment you start understanding it, you take the mystique of what makes it scary.
I understand what you're saying, and I agree with that. Do you think that the filmmakers were put in a difficult situation because Prometheus kind of secluded a lot of the audience, and they wanted to, one, tell a lot of the answers that Prometheus left unanswered, and there was a lot that they had to do in this film?
Yes and no. It kind of has to stand on its own to be decent, in my opinion, anyway. And it wasn't. The writing was craptastic. I cared not one about anybody in this cast. Not a single person. When they died, they were meat. Mm-hmm. And you should at least sympathize with your characters to be on the ride with them. If it's just a spectator sport, it serves no purpose.
Most of the characters, I would agree with you. There was one character, and he's not really human, but the one character that I enjoyed in Prometheus and I enjoyed in this one was David.
Yeah. The twist of the reveal of David, I saw coming a mile away. It wasn't a twist. I found him more compelling in Prometheus than I did in this. I found him more the MacGuffin that makes it go in this one. And that's horrible because Michael Fassbender as David was the one shining glimmer in Prometheus, which was, in my opinion, an otherwise rather tainted prequel. And the fact that they made it so that all I was seeing was just meat with eyes.
Meat with eyes. I like that.
That's all I saw.
I like that.
I even thought when they finally did the reveal of the xenomorph, what we know is the alien.
Just didn't do it for you, huh?
No. And I love the Alien franchise. Yeah. And it was so cookie cutter horror trope. It was so by the numbers that I could have literally sat there with a clipboard and just ticked off each one of the check boxes of what are cliche horror tropes now. And I was scared that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because the first trailer kind of made it that way. And then the second one was, okay, this is a little more cerebral. This is a little smarter. Maybe they won't go in that direction. And no, they went in that direction.
I'm curious about something. And I'm putting you on the spot by asking you this, but
go ahead.
how would, if you were in charge of this particular franchise, how would you go about, what would your direction be? Because it's, I mean, pretty much with all of these particular movies, you've got this crew of spaceship people that go to a planet.
Truckers in space.
You know, they go to a planet. They're like, oh, what is this? Oh, should we touch it? Oh, let's have, you know, there's, it's the same thing in
as
each
much
film,
as I loved the first one, it still had that horrible thing of, this is something completely unknown. I'm going to stick my face in it for science. They were not the brightest bulbs in the knife drawer.
Let me rephrase this question. Not what would you do? What do you want to see from this franchise?
I would love for it to really go back to its horror roots. They've had action in there and all that stuff, but the original was not action. The original, even from the initial trailer, was pure horror. The trailer itself for the original one, have you ever seen the original trailer?
Maybe
it's a minute and a half of just static breathing with images playing of the movie. No music, no vocals, no dialogue, just heavy, labored breathing like you're running for your life.
Right.
The original movie was very claustrophobic. It kept everything very tight. And it kept the reveal. Well, obviously, you're not going to keep the reveal of the xenomorph. We know what they look like.
Right.
But if you keep it into a very small claustrophobic space, if you keep it where you're hunting this nameless fear, but it is so confined that you have a hard time even turning around in a circle to make sure that you're completely covered before it can get you. That would work for me. James Cameron did a great job with Aliens, making it with some action. If you want to put action in there, fine. Blend the two. But keep it in its horror roots, because the original Alien was the premier sci-fi horror. And they just didn't do it here. And you know me in horror.
Yeah.
You've got to bring it, especially if you're going to tout a horror franchise. You've got to bring it, and they didn't.
So where do they go from here? I mean, critically and, box office wise, it hasn't done very well. So
it hasn't.
Ridley Scott, he's got a path in mind. Does he get to complete it, do you think?
Well, the way that it works, if you remember the original Alien movie, when they landed on L2471, the name of the ship was the Covenant. He's completed it.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go from here. It goes right back to the original Alien movie at this point.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
So, I mean, you are literally just... He has closed the gap. You know, everywhere from the beginning pre-Genesis to the xenomorph, all the way through to the horrible alien resurrection. Hey, that movie guaranteed Sigourney Weaver will never do another Alien film.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Guy. We always appreciate your insight on these films. I wish you'd have enjoyed it a little bit better.
Oh, trust me, so would I.
Movie's called Alien Covenant. And remember, we got more reviews coming your way here in just a bit. We are the Screen Team, and we want you to know before you go.